is that Casey Smith loves leading with his jab, so we'll see how this turns out quickly.
You can't count out Vincente because he's from Cobra Kai. And a lot of the times that when you see him training with Joe Stevenson and everybody else over at Cobra Kai, you can't count him out. And he's got a good wrestling base. He'll bring another interesting dynamic to Casey Smith. So you got basically a wrestler versus a wrestler. So if you're Casey Smith, you're going to want to keep this fight standing rather than take it to the ground.
Also, he's a southpaw, Vincente. So that's going to throw some interesting dynamics into Casey's game.
Michelle, southpaws are always crazy to actually fight against because they're so unorthodox when you're actually a traditional. Right.
Because you're expecting someone to throw a specific punch and they're going to throw something you're not expecting.
Absolutely. And southpaws are so far in between nowadays in the fight game.
True.
So when we see a southpaw, you see it as a unique skill set.
It really is. So Casey Smith's camp calls him the Beast, and they feel bad for his opponent, Vincente.
A Muay Thai and wrestling practitioner making his debut. He stands at 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighing officially at 183 pounds. He fights and trains with Cobra Kai from Victorville, California, Vincente Machete Alvarado. Your referee in charge of the action, James Beers.
All right, so Vincente comes out, throws a head kick that misses right off the bat. He's in the black and red shorts, and he gets the takedown early on Casey, and they're right back up.
Blue corner.
Oh, blue corner, good call.
Thank you.
Right, we got Casey Smith controlling the action, pushing up against the cage.
Typical wrestler trying to grind it out right now, trying to wear down Vincente.
Throwing some knees to the thigh. Vincente, they're both down now. Vincente, this is his debut, and he dedicates this fight to his mother, Virginia Gutierrez.
So Casey Smith is on top position right now. Half guard. Casey can get out.
Got some punches to the head. They're standing now.
Looking to trade a little bit.
This is where Vincente wants to stay. He wants to stay on his feet and avoid the takedowns.
They're exchanging some low kicks, the shins.
A little bit of a flurry there from Casey.
Vincente seems to like that high head kick
He
right now.
sure does. It's almost like a circle kick. Give him an A+ for effort. He's really trying to be aggressive towards Casey.
And that's the thing you can only hope for when you have a debuter is that he's coming out aggressive and not sitting back.
Just responding. He's being proactive.
And listening to his corner.
That's essential.
That's the thing with Cobra Kai is that everybody listens to that corner in every amateur fight that I've been at, is that they all take and the critiques very closely throughout the fight.
That was an awesome first round.
Awesome first round. Who would you give it to?
Don't look at me. Why are you both looking at me?
I want to know what you...
I say anything, you're going to say it's because I want his body, but that's bull. So I will not say a word right now.
So beating around
Look
the bush.
at guys,
exactly
look at the
going.
beautiful ring girls.
Hey, that's where I can go, right there.
There you have it.
You can.
Bless
I have
my
to I have to avoid my commentary
well,
on
as
that
you
one.
should. Fally is amazing. Shaun's off the market.
Right. I'm still single. I'm good.
Ladies, Tristen single. Ring girl, where'd she go?
So we got round two coming up. What do you think Vincente has to do to push the pace a little bit more?
I would say, there's a wild aspect to this fight right now. I think that if Vincente was to really focus in and focus on throwing his energy specifically at a target and just not hoping that it landed just anywhere, I think that would be more efficient with his energy and also make him a little bit quicker.
Vincente comes out with a front kick on that one. And standing and trading early.
Yeah, and took a nice right to the head. Casey trying to get him down. They're still up. Still exploding blows at each other right now. And there goes that left kick by Vincente.
Let's just go ahead and just exchange right in the middle.
Yeah. They do that just for us because it's a better view.
Right?
Bouncing on and off the cage, a flurry of punches by Casey Smith.
Casey Smith looks like he wants to end this fight quickly.
Sure does. Vicente's really giving him a hard time. It's great to watch.
Kind of comes out to kind of feels like that Casey has the edge advantage, knows he has the edge advantage, and he's just kind of taken back a little bit by Vincente by being able to push the fight.
Yeah, he's being a little difficult. It's awesome.
There's a head kick by Vincente. Does it land, though?
It didn't land.
Nope.
I think Casey's a little bit surprised right now that Vincente seems like right now he has a pretty solid chin.
Yeah, good defense, definitely. I mean, he can take a hit.
Jane Beers quickly to
And
slap
they're
the
down
hand
on
off
the
the
ground.
cage.
Yep.
Casey Smith going for the back.
And Vincente swinging around.
Cobra Kai corner chanting at their guy Vincente, trying to get him to roll off the cage. They want him to square up against Casey and stand there, and he's just doesn't seem like he's replying right now.
You've seen that Casey's been the better the striker right now. I wouldn't stand there and trade with Casey. I'll try to get him down to the ground.
Correct.
Now.
I agree with you. 100%, Shaun. Well, it's the end of the second round.
So early in the first 2 rounds, I think we've seen a lot from Vincente for his amateur debut. It tells a lot of a fighter to come in. Yeah, for Vincente Alvarado to come in here to take on a beast.
Literally, that's his nickname.
Right.
Yes.
And to be able to stand there toe-to-toe with him, take on shots, and still stand there, I mean, to me, that's a win right there for Vincente.
Well, Vincente also said before the fight that he doesn't know his opponent, so he really didn't even know what he was walking into tonight. So the mental preparation it took for him to still be standing and have blood coming out of his face right now, he wants this.
And that's the good thing about amateur fighters is that if you don't know your opponent in this situation, just put everything you have into that fight and just say, you know what do I got to lose?
Right. Just a loss. Your first loss. Round 3 begins.
Your favorite kick.
Yeah.
3 rounds so far, we've seen Vincente come out and throw the head kick.
Yeah, but I think, like I said before we started the second round, if he was to be a little more targeted at what his focus is and he landed that would hurt.
Well, because I think what he's trying to do is throw that high leg kick and
As
then
a
attempt to,
Okay.
and try to be able to shoot in on Casey to get the fight to the mat. But Casey's just so much stronger.
But that's a high energy distraction. Why not just throw a jab and then follow up? Why throw a big leg? Oh my God!
Casey wants to end this fight.
Oh, Casey's attacking Vincente. Vincente doesn't know what to do. They are on the ground.
There's the takedown by Casey, going back to his wrestling 101. Casey used a lot of energy, though.
Yes, he sure
throwing
did.
that fury and getting that takedown.
You're correct.
So expect Casey here to go ahead and get his breath back a little bit
That's right.
as he tries to figure out what's his next play.
Vincente gets to rest, too, as he's on defense.
See, right here, if he could step over, he had a Kimura attempt there, but he transitions to his back.
He is like a python on Vincente.
Oh, we're on top still.
Full mount
by Casey Smith. Get his hands out. Go for an arm triangle here or some kind of submission. Nope, ground and pound by Casey.
Yeah, ground and pound. This is what you expect from someone with a pedigree like Casey.
Right, because wrestlers love that ground and pound mentality.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But except for I would have thought that with the back it was given up, that Casey would have been able to get the hooks in and go for maybe the rear naked choke.
True.
But instead he lets Vincente get back to his feet.
Yeah, and they're back on their feet now.
And we got 5 seconds left in round 3. They're going to lay it all out.
And he's still swinging. All right, and Vincente's still standing. Right on. What heart. I love that.
That's everything you need to see in a fighter right there. Your amateur MMA debut, and you're looking to see if this is actually something you want to do and continue.
Right.
That right there, heart in itself, that's a win for him.
Oh, well, we know tons of people out there, I'm an MMA fighter, or I'm going to be a fighter, and I'm going to get in the cage. I'm going to be a cage fighter. And then, you know, the first sign of any sort of luck or too much cardio, and they start bawling, you know, then it's sad. It's the ego talking. But when you see the ego match, like he was so humble when I talked to him before the fights, you know, dedicating this fight to his mother and just not knowing anything about his opponent and just so grateful for this opportunity. Well, you see that here laid out in his performance.
See, and that's another thing, too, is that these kids have a story of why they're stepping inside the cage.
Right.
Why are they doing this?
That's correct.
They have to find their inner why. A lot of these kids come in here, some of them, yes, they want to fight. Some of them that they just want to come in here and say that, oh, I'm an MMA fighter.
Correct.
Totally different when you actually step inside the cage.
That's right. Maybe they just wanted to wear like cool shorts that Casey Smith's wearing right now.
Right?
Maybe that's
The
all they
Gracie
want.
Barra.
Yeah, totally. Those are super cool. And then you can get in the ring, have a couple pictures taken, and you're an MMA fighter.
Right. Now he should go to 2-0, Casey Smith.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Right?
Going to a decision.
Decision time. We got the judges
Never
going.
wanted to go to a decision.
One thing we've always talked about is that when you are in this field, you can't be afraid to evolve. So you're going to want to remember the name Vincente Alvarado and watch his journey to see if he's one of those guys that takes that next step. Because this was his first fight up against a very tough competitor in Casey Smith, world-class wrestler.
All right, we're going to go to the cage. This is Salvador.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored the fight the same at 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the red corner, Casey Smith.
Let's get it on.
So there you have it. Casey Smith, 2-0.
See, and it wasn't because I liked his body either, see?
Yeah, you put that out there.
Oh, my.
Put out there for everybody to hear.
Whatever. They're going to hear a lot worse. We've got, what, 4 or 5 more fights tonight?
Yep.
If you don't like it, turn off my mic.